At 5 o'clock, if you live in Connecticut, you know it gets expensive. And today, Senate Democrats rolled out a plan they say will make the state more affordable.
However, Republicans are focused on fixing what they claim is corruption. Your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, is live in Hartford right now, breaking down today's developments. Susan?
Mark, Senate Democrats are putting forth their priorities, as they do with every start of the legislative session, and they're proposing more than $1 billion in tax cuts. Republicans, on the other hand, are pushing for more accountability on how those tax dollars are spent. Tax breaks are something everyone wants, but will it happen?
Who knows? We are early in the session. We're going to push on all these fronts and go as far as we possibly can.
Senate Democrats want sales tax cuts on school supplies, prepared food at grocery stores, some clothing and home appliances, as well as income tax cuts for elderly care, on some Social Security, and a rental tax credit. They're also proposing legislation to help low-income families pay for health care and a child tax credit. But where would all the money come from to pay for this, and how long would it last? Plus, Connecticut has lost millions in federal funding.
We have a regime in Washington that thrives on chaos, corruption, and confusion. But today, Senate Democrats are showing the people of Connecticut we are fighting back for the hardworking people of this state.
But Republicans blame Democrats and the governor for what they consider corruption. Instead of firing the former chancellor of Connecticut state colleges and universities for questionable overspending with a state-issued credit card, he was allowed to serve out his contract. And State Senator Doug McCrory is now being investigated by the FBI for his involvement with the Blue Hills Civic Association, which received $15 million in grants over 5 years. Republicans say nonprofits and all third parties should be required to give more information, including disclosing any relationships with those in state government.
What we're saying is do it in the open public and give everybody an opportunity for that same process. That does not exist right now.
Republicans tell us they would also like to see an inspector general, someone who would investigate waste, fraud, and abuse within state government. But Democrats in the Senate say that's simply more bureaucracy. As for those tax cuts, well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, Channel 3, live in Hartford tonight.
All right, Susan, thank you.